Okay, Gary, thanks for stopping. 6 goals for, but 3 against.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I think that's a silly thing to say, but I think if we'd have won the game, by a more convincing margin, probably, it wouldn't have been a surprise. I think sometimes you can get in a situation where don't look for it as an excuse, but I think things were very comfortable for us. And we're probably a little bit disappointed in respect of apart from the last goal we scored, but when we think we scored 6 today and probably could have had 10 or 12, and I mean that, and it's no disrespect to them. The goalkeeper made some good saves, and being fair to them, you've got to give them credit where it's due as well. They've gone to Dover on Saturday, got a very, very good draw. They beat Eastleigh here 4-0, and I think they went somewhere else and won from home. So, they've had a solid start, and I think that us getting off to a very early start in respect to the goal so early, it set us up, and when we're set up and we're playing, we're going to be hard to beat.
That's the second game in a row that we've scored in the 4th minute, except this time we went on.
Yeah, but being fair, we went on in respect to when we went away at Sutton. At the end of the day, as I said, it's going to be probably harder to play at home. A lot of times this season coming now, that teams will come there and sit back and frustrate, and we're going to have to live with that. It's a compliment. Yeah. It's a compliment at the end of the day, and it sets up now for a nice big game next Saturday down at Welling, and we look forward to that really.
Yeah, your target at the start of the season was 10 points from 5 games. We're now on 14 from 6, so arguably ahead of your target.
I think I've always said that I think if you're getting 2 points a game in little groups, you're never going to be far away from where you want to be, or where you need to be. But that don't mean at the end of the day you stop at 2 points. I think ever since we've come to the club, me and Steve Thompson, that we average more than 2 points a game anyway. From last season, I think we took 48 points out of 63 last year. In a sense there, so you just keep rolling on. But you've got to give it to the players. The players responded today. There's no secret about it. You can win a game of football at the end of the day and paint over cracks. I wasn't an happy manager on Saturday. Everybody knew that at the football club. There's no secret about that. So I demand a lot and I want a lot, and the players know that they have got to give a lot for me and Steve Thompson. But we were sloppy in the second half Saturday. But we've asked for a response today. They took it on board. They accepted, and they've responded the right way. So they're a great bunch of lads to work with, and I think that over the course of the season, hopefully we'll be there or thereabouts.
Given what you've just said, people perhaps, and also given that it was 2 games in 3 days, might have expected a few more changes today, but you just made the one.
Yeah, I think you look at little situations in games and you think about things where you're going forward, and you think to yourself in some areas that, what ways do you think, or do you feel that your players can play 2 games in 2 days and go from there? But, it's not a case of making loads of changes. At the end of the day, we're out there at the end of the day to get results, and it's a result business. But, I think that we've shown again today that, good support behind us. If we're allowed to play football and the way we can play, we're going to be a tough team to stop.
You brought Paris in and played him up alongside Elvis. Were you pleased with his contribution today?
Yeah, very much so. I think you could see him as a live wire, very mobile, great, feet, and he's probably, set up 3 goals today at least. But, I'm pleased with the old team. I'm pleased for the club. I think that the supporters have played their part. And they travel down here on a bank holiday time, and they've gone home here. You see at the end there the applauds what they give, and I think people are starting to realise that as much as after we start the first game of the season by winning 5-0 at Sutton, that I think people turned around and got a little bit carried away and excited, which we all did. Even as a management team, that you win your first league game of the season away 5-0, it's above all expectation, and you get carried away. But the good thing about it is now that we go to Welling on Saturday, they're getting goals for fun, which is great. And I think it's going to be a great game. So early in the season, when you start thinking of going the first week of September, I think we're probably looking at a couple of teams who will be there or thereabouts at the end of the season in the pack. Because, we're looking and talking about them there at the second that, they've got a lot of last year's squad. They were very unfortunate not to get in the playoffs on the grounds that they got deducted 5 points. Yeah. So, we're aware of the big task next week, but at the end of the day, I think they'll probably be aware of it as well.
Yeah, as you say, it's first against second, and very early in the season for that to be happening. But a lot for supporters to look forward to for another trip away next Saturday.
I hope so. As I say, you know, we look at the fixtures and you only look at them on paper, and there's going to be an hard September, but we'll be okay.
Thank you very much.